So in this lesson we're going to talk about when and why you would use lists and sets in a Python program. And so when you look at your lists, you think of them as it's an ordered group of items, but the real idea is that you want to create a group of variables and values that you can store and access through an index, a number, and not have to create a whole bunch of variables, a whole bunch of variable names at the same time. So it saves you a lot of work by not having to repeat the names. So while examples, in this particular example, it shows that you can have different types inside the lists. So I'm creating a list here with 1 and a string, and then C and a donkey object type. You'll get to later in the class as to what those are. But when you look at it and you say these are all different types in the list, typically your lists are going to contain the same item, the same type of item. So this should be a list of numbers, maybe grades if you think of it as someone's grades, if I was keeping track of grades in class, or names of people, you might put it in here, and so on. And that really makes it easier and more organized. So here's some of the methods that you would be using with it. You can add to the list, you can extend the list, you can insert into the list at the index that you want if you're trying to keep the list ordered, and you can take items out of a list as well. And the list grows and shrinks as you append and you remove from the list. We talked about at some point, when you arrays, and the idea is that an array is a fixed size, whereas this list changes size based on what you're doing with it. Here's some examples, and so you can see here we've got numbers in here, and some of the functions that come with lists. There's a lot, and so you can get a lot of different functions out of it here. This will count the number of times 333 shows up, number of times this shows up, and the number of times that shows up. And you can see it says it shows up twice, which it does. That shows up once, which it does, and 0 for X comes out. And so here you can ask it, you can find out where is this located, and so you can see 33 shows up at 1, and so remember that your indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So this is the one spot, that's 0. You can reverse a string. You can also automatically sort a string, which is very nice. So you can put it in there and you can sort it. Just remember, this is going to take a good bit of time to do stuff like these things right here will take a good deal of time to actually get done in your programs. So your set is not so much used like a list, whereas your list is, the idea is you're going to have spots to hold values that can change or you can use and so on, whereas a set is more of a way to keep track of what things might be or associate a bunch of values. So right here we're associating, this is basket is actually a list we're creating of different fruits, and then we're going to create this set of fruits right here. So fruit becomes the set, and it's got those in there. And so when if you were to print fruit or whatever, it would show these things. So why would I do that? Well, there's a lot of reasons to have sets mathematically and in programs. Here I can check, so I can check to see if apple is in fruit. So it will just go through and tell me whether or not an apple exists. That's why there's no duplicates in it, is because there's no reason to have 2 apples in our list, because we're simply checking to see if apple is part of that set of items. And we can also check if apple's not in fruit, I can do something as well. So when you look at, there's a lot of different methods, a lot of mathematical methods, a lot of things that you can use with sets. One example here is a union of a set. So we create this set, create that set, and then we do a union on it. What you need to notice is that you got 1, 2, 3, and right here what happens is 3 is part of both sets, but in the union of it, the 3 is not duplicated, it's just put in the one time. And so that's what, it's really about membership, if you think about it, of what's in here. And so that's what you would use these for and how you would use them in programs. You're going to see yourself using the list a lot more than sets. The list is a very important data structure for you.